This week on Coffin Fodder, donate to the homeless fund and stay out of those sewers, because we are talking the 1984 cult classic science fiction horror, C.H.U.D.
I am the devil, and I am here to do the devil's work.
I like to dissect girls.
This is God.
We have such sights to show you.
Look at me, Damien. It's all for you.
And there's no more room in hell. The dead will walk here.
I see dead red.
Even in hell. Oh, yes. Oh, no tears, please.
They're here.
Here's Johnny.
Hello and welcome to episode 42 of Coffin Fodder. I am your host, Mike Warpy, and we are joined by the hardened photographer who hates taking pictures of his fucking wife.
I'd hate it, and I'm definitely hard.
That is Mr. Kyle Middleborough. And we've also got the New York City sewer system's West Bandit, Mr. Brady Seltzer. Of course, reference to Daniel Stern. Yeah.
I'm also a little bit sticky too. Yes. She's a bit of a soggy bandit this one.
Yes, and this week we are talking the 1984 film by Jonathan Cheek.
Yes. If you say so. Well, the movie is a little bit tongue-in-cheek.
Yes. We're talking Jonathan Cheek's 1984 cult classic, C.H.U.D, which is feels very appropriate because I think the word chud is a pretty regular...
It's said a lot around these
U.S.
I think it's probably my favorite insult to use at the moment. Here was the chud people I've actually heard use it consistently. I'm for it, but
for me, it's this. It comes from The Simpsons. That to me is what made me Google.
From The Simpsons?
Yeah, there's multiple references to chud, so that's the first place I ever heard the word chud.
Nice, you're the first place I ever heard the word chud.
Yeah, there's
this that I remember.
There's an episode, particularly there's an episode where Homer goes to New York.
Yeah.
Well, they all go to New York, but Homer says he can never go back to New York because of what happened to him in New York, and it plays like an old silent film.
Yeah.
Like him getting chased by a pimp and all the fucking stupid shit that happens. And then he goes, he falls into the sewer and he's trying to climb the ladder, but the ladder's falling with him. And then he's like, after he hits the ground, it cuts, the story cuts, and he's like, and that's when the chuds came.
Oh, no. Not the chuds. Cannibalistic.
Humanoid underground was. Yes, friends. If for some reason you are not familiar with this particular acronym, it is first of all, we'll get to the real definition later, which I didn't. That was kind of surprising. But yeah, cannibalistic humanoid underground dweller is what the movie's telling us at first. Mm-hmm. Later on, we'll get a second definite clue, which is much more insidious.
It is indeed.
So this movie opens with, what's the motherfucker's name? George Cooper.
Yeah, George Cooper. John Hurt.
Yeah, so we got George Cooper as actually, no, I'm wrong. It starts with a woman being...
It starts with instant chudding.
Yes. That's funny. We were saying that the whole time we were watching too. I was wrestling with my special fucking lady, guys.
And you were saying chud the whole time?
No, I was saying, we were saying chudified and chud.
Yeah. Every time someone died or got grabbed, it was like, oh, fucking chudded.
When someone got killed by a chud, they were saying chudded. And then when someone got turned into a chud, they were chudified.
He was chudding for me.
So it starts with a lady walking her dog, which that's a very, it's a very silly and goofy scene, considering this is meant to be one of the main character's wives being killed.
Yeah. They didn't give her much importance later.
It's a very LOL death.
Yeah.
For Mr. Traumatized. My wife died.
Yeah.
And it's like, how'd she die? A sewer mutant ate her and my dog. And my little dog, too.
I did like how they didn't actually explain him for probably, half the movie that was his wife. Yeah. So his wife's just missing.
Yeah. What? Yeah, that was so fucking weird. I was not expecting that at all. It's like, yeah, she got home from her second job and she was walking the dog at night. Yeah. And I'm like, no fucking way.
I actually repeated that exact line after he said it because I just thought it was such a throwaway line to explain something. Yeah. And then after, I'm jumping ahead a bit, but fuck it. We've either all seen the movie or we're about to see it. Spoilers. Later on when he finds his wife.
Yeah.
And his reaction is just like, oh, well, let's go to the bar and get a drink, boys.
Yeah. That's the opening of seeing the movie. And then we cut to George Cooper, played by John Hurt. He is, this is one of my favorite things about this. Have you guys ever seen Taxi Driver?
Yeah.
So this is like the old dirty New York. Yeah, it's not like it's a different world.
It is. It's so grimy.
Yeah, it's just grim and nasty. Yeah, it's like when I watch Goodfellas or Taxi Driver or Mean Streets. Yeah, all these, which are all Scorsese. Coincidentally enough. Yeah, so this is grimy old fucking 80s New York. Different world. I believe Times Square is not a place you wanted to be found at night in this New York.
Really?
Like Times Square is like the main thing everybody knows about New York now. But I think back then Times Square was like
yikes.
Fucking don't go to Times Square at night.
Yeah. I love that depiction in New York. I've never been there, but I just love the idea of a city that's alive at night, but in the worst ways possible.
Yeah, and just it's important to bring that up because this movie, I think, is commenting on the state of New York to a certain extent.
What? Yeah. If it was commenting on anything, it would be something like that.
Of the time, for New York of the time, and like
just to dump in.
There's we'll get into them as we come up, but yeah, this is a very sleazy, silly, goofy horror movie.
It is,
but it has some themes that are actually meaningful.
Well, so that's what we were just talking about before we went on air too. Is that it's a B grade, but it's kind of put together quite well. It's fairly coherent. There's a few choppy cuts that I laughed at, but
it's got a lot more depth than you would think for a movie called Chud.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Even just the way it sort of portrays itself, it doesn't come off as like really campy when it could have been.
Yeah, and one of the weirdest things I noticed about this movie, though, we'll get back to the heady stuff, but the first Chud doesn't even show up until like the movie's 2/3 over. So it was like, I think I paused it was 1 hour and 3 minutes out of like 90 minutes.
That sounds about right.
I was like, what the fuck? Well, like we finally got a Chud in this movie?
But I mean, you know how much effort it would have been to put the fucking special effects into a movie that probably had a small budget back then? Yes. Like, that's a lot of money to sink in. Which is, I was also looking at I was just looking at the chuds, and all I could think of was, man, that's a lot of fucking silicone rubber on those guys' heads, man. Because it's a huge head, and then it runs all the way down their back, and it's wide.
Do you guys think that the eyes were done with, they just put flashlights in the eyes? Or do you think that was a digital effect?
I think it was digital.
That's what I was thinking, too. Yeah.
Because it sort of bounces around funny. Maybe they had flashlights in there and did it digital after, just like a lot of people tip on it. Yeah. But it definitely, there's some digital on it, just the way it kind of floats.
Yeah, it looks. The eyes don't look like they're part of the same right. World that the face is in.
Totally, they look separated on themselves.
Yeah, they look like cartoons floating in like the middle.
That's what I kind of. Yeah, that's what I thought.
So we start with George Cooper and his girlfriend / wife. I don't think it's ever clearly stated. Seems like a girlfriend.
I'm pretty sure it's a girlfriend.
Did they also have a kid that was unalive for the first half?
No, she tells them they're pregnant, or she's pregnant, and she doesn't know if she wants to keep it, and she wants his opinion on if they should keep.
There was a kid later in the movie running around with this gal in their apartment, and I was like, who the fuck is this kid?
Oh, that's just the neighbor's kid.
Oh, okay.
The weird neighbor getting introduced for some reason.
Speaking of weird characters, there's a lot of those in this movie.
Yeah.
A lot of weird motherfuckers, man.
Like whomst?
Oh, like Mr. Daniel Stern as the
Reverend.
Yeah, the pastor / homeless advocate guy.
I loved him in this movie. I thought he was great.
I didn't know Daniel Stern could do this.
I didn't either, and I was like, damn him.
I've only ever seen him in goofy comedy movies. I've never seen him actually play it straight before.
And that's me too. You know, growing up, I mean, we grew up in the 90s, so I know Daniel Stern from Home Alone, and that's basically it.
I don't know. He was in a bunch of cheesy 90s comedies.
But I thought he did so good in this. I was looking him up on IMDb, and he's got a ton of movie credits in his name, and a lot of them are from right around this time frame. He was a busy dude.
There must have been just when he was blowing up, because I've never seen Daniel Stern play a straight before.
I'm disappointed that he didn't get more of it. Yeah, I like him in this role. As not just a goofy.
It was nice again, like as we were saying with Dave Bautista with the Knock at the Cabin. Nice surprise to see Daniel Stern playing it so straight and serious,
having some chops,
and actually, showing off his acting ability.
Yeah,
which is pretty. I mean, obviously, comedic acting is still acting. It's just for sure. This is just different from what you would expect.
Yeah, exactly.
This is harder than slapstick.
He was a good standout. I was happy to watch him.
At first, I was like, Daniel Stern.
That's what was my face. And the fuck?
It's weird. Quite a few people in this movie are in Home Alone.
Because John Hurt is also in Home Alone.
Yeah, he's the dad. I called him dad.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's the father.
So yeah, he's a photographer. The angriest photographer in New York.
He is the
angriest, grittiest. nastiest. He's basically the fucking cringe.
You know what it made me think of was a Stephen King main character. Yes. Always picking guys like that, like artists or people that are a little more on that side of things, and then dialing them up into action heroes. I love that.
Yes, very much like graphic novel dude from The Mist.
Yeah, exactly.
Shit like that, yeah. So, yeah, he's hanging out with his... Man, do they ever juice this chick for everything she's worth in this movie? His girlfriend, love interest.
Yeah.
She's half naked this entire fucking movie.
She is, isn't she? But not one exposed boobie.
No, never any nudity. But she is, the first scene you meet her, she is... I'm looking at a pimple on my butt.
Yeah, right.
Why are you putting makeup on your butt? You gotta shoot me today. It's like, wait, that's today? I don't want to do that.
Right. Yeah, and that's what, and like he's Mr. Again, because they're doing the gritty New York. He's like, I don't want to take pictures of my hot woman.
Selling sex for the perfume? Come on.
For real. It's like, he's like, come on, I'm a real artist. I got something to say. Which, of course, leads him into the world of the Chuds, because he was looking for a story, something authentic, which they don't really establish that he is a photographer for newspapers or anything.
They don't.
That's kind of just, you draw that conclusion, because he's Mr. like, I'm looking for the next big scoop.
Yeah.
We extra. Yeah, read all about it.
Light on the background, heavy on the forward motion.
I did really like that they portrayed him as a photographer, like, who took photos of homeless people that you get introduced to later.
Yeah.
And then it all goes back to, it's like, oh yeah, this person was there, but they're not there anymore. And
speaking of homeless persons, or homeless people, I should say, that one guy's really going for it in this movie, eh?
Which one?
The craziest,
the crazy one.
there's a guy from who served in Vietnam.
Yeah, he's playing like the craziest, wildest, weirdest homeless guy.
Someone said just be crazy, and he's like, I got that.
Yeah,
don't worry about it.
He's like, I need 3.5 beers and half a pack of smokes.
It's probably top 8. It's method acting.
Yes, method acting with emphasis on the word meth. So yeah, we start with them. We go with them to this photo shoot where Mr. George Cooper is saying like, oh, this is a bullshit, blah, blah, blah. Makes a big fucking scene. He's really above it. Shut up and collect your check, motherfucker. Do your job. I mean, we meet the cop, I think, before we actually start to see the investigation. We meet the cop, and like, yeah, that's where we get Daniel Stern in this movie. He goes to talk to Daniel Stern, who has been reporting that people have been going missing. Yeah. And they're actually doing, that's one of the cool things doing with this movie, is they're talking about like the less dead.
The less dead?
It's a true crime term for like people who no one cares when they die or disappear.
Oh, I've never heard that term. That's exactly what they're doing though. Yeah, I mean, Daniel Stern takes place, his character is in a soup kitchen, runs the soup kitchen.
He has a soup kitchen.
Or homeless people.
Or those do right, a soup kitchen, yeah.
He also says that like a lot of my people that come up from the sewers, and some of them don't want to come up from the sewers.
Right.
It's because the world's kind of a shit place.
Doesn't treat them nice.
Yeah.
The less dead. That is an interesting term.
Yeah, it's often used in serial killer cases. They'll talk about sex workers being the less dead because no one cares when they die or go missing. Many serial killers like Jeffrey Dahmer played on gay men. And gay men were often considered to be the less dead. Like nobody gives a fuck what happens to them.
No, that's why I like it. It's a perfect term to describe how society views those people.
Yes, and basically dead, but not quite.
And sure enough, well, it's like they may be dead, but we don't fucking care.
Right.
Yeah. Which is what this movie's doing, because he doesn't start investigating until his rich white wife goes missing.
Right.
And dies.
Which is neat because you talked about the movie having something to say, and it being set in a New York setting is so, I mean, it's perfect for that, right? They're talking about the homeless people and the less cared for.
Yeah.
And the chuds and the underground dwellers.
Yeah, and the other thing I noticed this movie was talking about a lot was gentrification. I believe there is a subplot in this movie where the reason, it's something to do with the conspiracy, is to turn that, like, to kind of, unless I just invented this while I was watching, it was something to do with like clearing out this area, like so we can rebuild it as like a new real estate development or something.
And that's why they were doing the disposal there to begin with.
Yeah. So that's a gentrification, yeah, right? Which is another modern issue that people talk about a lot, but like not so much in the 80s. They don't literally use the term gentrification, but no, there is.
No, you wouldn't use it. You'd just do it. You don't tell people what you're doing. No. You just do it.
Gentrification Inc. Yeah. We hired Gentrification Inc. Yeah. What do you mean that sounds sinister?
The ink is people.
Oh, that's a dumb movie. Holy shit.
One thing I did notice in this movie that a lot of 80s movies also did was like the whole toxic thing.
It was a very common Return of the Living Dead was I believe the event in that is caused by acid rain.
Yeah. Well, it's caused by acid rain, but the government uses nuclear waste they're creating a super soldier.
Yeah.
And when it opens, then they kill the zombie and they burn the body, and that's what creates the acid rain.
Right. So yeah, it's that kind of it's also therapeutic. It was definitely a fixation in the 80s.
Yeah, I mean I guess nuclear power would have been pretty hot and heavy right around that time. Then it was the late 80s, early 90s?
And also Chernobyl, you heard of, I believe, happened in the 80s also. No.
Joker got turned into the Joker by toxic waste. RoboCop.
You got hit by a car in RoboCop and fucking exploded while radioactive.
Yeah. Which is an awesome fucking scene.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That the opening scene in that movie and the exploding.
You know what I miss? What I miss so much about the 80s is the random gruesome fucking violence and just like movie, because like that's not even a horror movie.
You know what I miss?
Well, upon the science fiction doesn't stop them from exploding a fucking
blowing people up. Yeah, gratuitous violence at its best. Hell yeah.
I miss that from the 80s.
I miss not being born yet.
But that actually brings me to like one of my main criticisms of this movie, which is like there's no real kills in this entire movie. Not a single one. Every bit of violence happens off screen.
Yeah, they do show some pretty good chunks of gory stuff. I mean, there's a lot of bodies towards the end.
But yeah, it's like special effects of like gory bodies and stuff. You do get that, but you never, none of it you ever get to see. Every time someone gets attacked, it happens off camera. It's really tame.
And part of you makes
me called cannibalistic human underground dweller, man. He wonders if that's some of that's just budget stuff. Come on, like we need to see these guys eating people. We need to see like disgusting shit in this movie. Yeah.
I would have liked it.
Yeah.
When the main, I guess the villain of the movie, he's
the mayor from Jaws. You mean?
He is the mayor from Jaws.
Absolutely. I mean, the character. I don't know if it's literally the exact same actor, but that's it. Yeah. This character is just the mayor from Jaws. He can't slow down with tourism.
Yeah.
He when he sends his camera crew down to investigate when the cop or the chief of police sends his guy, he's like, don't send guys down there, but she does because the cop is, I'm a badass motherfucker.
Yeah.
But that's when you see all the violent, like all the gore. It was like the guy gets his arm ripped off and the other guy gets his neck snapped and bitten into.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're the only part of gore for this.
Yeah, it was very tame for an 80s, for a cult classic 80s, not slasher, creature feature, I guess, would be the right term. Like, for instance, this reminded me of The Blob a bit, but The Blob had some fucking yells.
Oh, yeah.
But the main thing is it was like, later on, obviously it's about something in the sewers, killing people and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But also later on, when they trapped them in the sewers, they did the same thing they do in The Blob. They pull the fucking... They pull the cars and park the tires on the sewer
I just saw this scene. Is there an exact scene of that in Stranger Things Season 5 as well?
Yeah, there is.
There is. I was like, I just saw this fucking scene.
Well, and I just replayed Metal Gear 3, the remake. That's how you know Snake's on his last mission at the end too.
Oh,
he comes crawling out of it's like when they sing the song after he climbs the ladder.
Yeah.
Then he comes out.
Yeah.
And he closes the grate, and then an army truck pulls up and fucking parks on it, and he's like, "Well, guess I'm not leaving that way."
So it's got to be some army truck, some ice cream truck, some postal service truck.
God, only have a motherfucker parking on the sewer.
Don't park on the sewers.
How are the turtles supposed to get out if you park on the sewer?
Think of the chuds.
Yes, think of the chud.
I want to shoot.
Somebody think of the chuds.
I hope so.
Save the chuds. Think of the chuds. Let's think the chuds.
So I guess that gets the plot moving. We have Christopher Curry as Captain Bosch.
Captain Bosch. That's what it was. Bosch.
Yeah, one day he'll be in charge, and then he'll be the Bosch.
He'll be the Bosch. I think he's gonna full of Bosch shit.
Oh shit. So yeah, we meet Christopher Curry as Captain Bosch. He is the cop whose wife went missing and died.
Correct.
But yeah, he's looking for his missing. I mean, as we know, dead wife. But
And a dog.
yes, and the dog's pooch. Yes. R.I.P. both, unfortunately.
R.I.P. Pooch.
Yeah. So this is when we meet Daniel Stearns. He is Reverend something or other. Reverend A.J. Shepherd. Yeah.
I think they mostly just refer to him as AJ throughout the film. They don't really say Shepard.
Yeah.
Like Bosch pretty much just calls him AJ. So that when he's introduced, the big higher ups, the head of the police, and then like the maintenance guy, the city maintenance guy or whatever.
Yeah.
He goes, "I'm AJ," and that's what he refers to him as himself.
Yeah. So that's the first inkling of the chuds as far as human characters in this movie are aware of. He's talking about people going missing in the sewers.
Yeah.
People who live underground that no one gives a shit about.
Yeah.
And that no one gives a fuck that something's killing them or somebody or something.
And also that they're all seeking weapons. That comes up at one point.
Yes.
Yeah, that they're
We're all looking for better
guns. Yeah.
What particularly that crazy mother.
Yes.
The bag, what they refer to as the bag lady, she tries to steal one of the cop's guns, and then she calls Cooper because Cooper took photos of him, and I guess he gave her his number. Yeah, why'd you need it? Cooper says to the bag lady, which is she's referred to, is like, why do you need a gun? It's, it's not for me, it's for Victor. Who's Victor? And then she takes him down to the like hideaways in there behind the sewer or behind the
And Victor Ada who's sick, right?
yeah, Victor's the one that gets his leg like you see his leg was like fitting up, yeah. And he's like, well, how'd that happen?
Got it. And that's the guy that Cooper takes pictures of and ends up
Soon to be chudified.
soon to be chuddified and takes back up to show to
Goddamn government.
That's what that crazy guy was on. He had the guy at Seinfeld who's like standing there and the fucking liquor bottle falls out of his tent. He's like, the government. Oh, New York. That's where we first get our hint of chuds. And then he takes AJ to these people who are like city officials or whatever.
yeah, it's like the police and the officials and some government people.
A bunch of important city people who are meant to solve these sorts of problems. And he's trying to show them evidence. And of course,
There's no chuds under there. Guy dumping nuclear waste in the city sewers. How about preposterous?
what do you mean there's a metal fucking thing hidden in the sewer that literally says chud on it?
Well, this is also where we find Bosch throws the folder AJ throws the folder because he's pissed off because he has the Geiger counter and the boot that he found in the shoes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, he got those from Cooper.
Yeah.
They broke into Cooper's apartment and stole the pictures. He's pissed off, so he grabs the bad guy from Jaws. I don't remember what his name is.
The mayor. Yeah.
The mayor. Whatever. No, he's not the mayor. He's the guy that does the city, the stuff for he's a contractor for the city. So he doesn't actually, yeah.
I thought he was a politician of some kind.
No.
That's what I thought. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe it's because he's reminded me so much of the name of like Jaws.
Yeah. He seemed like the politician character to whatever.
And the fact that he's cutting deals behind,
Yeah.
Everyone's backs with the military and the government and stuff. Like, just made me think he's some kind of politician, but
The way he also kind of acts too seems really, mayor.
he seems like your classic douchebag in a suit,
Exactly.
which is what most action and science fiction movies have at least one character.
We gotta have that guy.
Like Paul Reiser in Aliens. Yeah, he's your suit douchebag. We gotta save the Xenomorph.
Yeah, the meeting. So AJ throws the folder and Bosch goes and picks it up and sees it says chud and what's chud? Oh, you're not supposed to know what that means. It's top secret. And then they eventually say what it is. It's cannibalistic humanoid underground dweller.
But even that's a fucking fake, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Like this is a deluxe conspiracy, man.
It runs deep.
He also they bring up, or I think Bosch brings up that like, oh yeah, you guys were trying to transport really bad nuclear waste through Manhattan to get it disposed somewhere else, and
that's revealed to be what the actual conspiracy is that this guy, whatever his role is as a official or whatever in New York City, he has cut this deal with the military or with the government or whatever. It's kind of left unclear, with some sort of organization which was trying to get rid of his nuclear waste. And he decided to let them dispose of it in the sewers because it was traveling through New York and it wasn't allowed to go one way or the other kind of thing. It was kind of stuck. It's like that dude in the fucking terminal.
Yeah, it couldn't
Like can't
flee through
can't
this checkpoint.
yeah can't walk out the front door, can't walk out the back door, but it's already here, so
Already in there. Get rid of it somewhere.
yeah. So and that's where we're kind of getting also environmental racism is another thick, intense modern term for what this is kind of doing. Environmental racism is the idea that if you have to make a dump, if you have to like open a factory,
I have to dump all the time.
yes. If you're gonna open some industrially invasive sort of thing in a city, you're gonna pick the poor neighborhood.
For sure. Yeah.
Or the shittiest, like, it's never going to be the rich neighborhood. It's never going to be the nice area. It's going to be on the outskirts of town by the dirtiest, shittiest neighborhood that nobody fucking cares about. And that's another thing, another heavy, more heady idea that we talk about today, that they're definitely doing that in this movie, because that's why it's nobody fucking cares about those people living in the sewers. So just stick it down there.
Shove it down there.
Yep.
Not to jump too much farther ahead, but the main bad guy pretty much wants to flood all New York's sewers with gas because he knows what's down there.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, we can't do that because there's homeless people living down there, and you don't know what you could blow up the damn city. And
Yeah.
he's like, no, we just got to get rid of the evidence. And
again, that was reminding me of the Blob, because that's why they locked the sewers off at the end of the Blob, is right, hoping that everybody will just kind of die down there, and then we don't have to worry about it. Yeah.
But also the sewer, like the closing off the sewer thing and flooding it or whatever, it's not a new concept.
No,
They've been doing that for a long time.
From new, yeah. Even in the 80s.
Of course, Daniel Stern's character is dismissed by everyone except for Bosch, and they decide to do their own investigation kind of along at the same time as the photographer is making the same choice.
Yeah,
and that sort of brings
all of them together.
Yeah, their two name plots together.
Cooper, AJ, and the photographer.
Because at first,
wait, Cooper is the photographer. Bosch, Cooper, and AJ.
Yeah, yes. I was like, because Cooper is the first main character we meet.
Yeah.
But then for like the next 20 or 25 minutes, he's not even in.
Oh, he's a backslide, eh?
Yeah. So I'm like, when are we gonna get back to the hard nosed photographer with
Linger?
Yeah. And then eventually they kind of fold it back, and I'm like, okay, there we go. That's what I was waiting for.
Yeah.
Because this guy's. It's like if they just started Star Wars with Luke Skywalker, and they're like, anyway, Han Solo and Princess Leia. And I just never come back. What about the farm? Was he the guy we liked? What about the blonde guy?
Where's the Joker?
I guess you no one knew he was going to be the Joker. So
The Joker, baby.
Surprise casting for that one. So yeah, they start the investigation.
We got like now they're finding bodies and shit. That's exactly it. So now they're kind of starting to converge. So they're all in the sewers, I believe, at one point, right?
And they're following. I think they're following that bag lady around.
Yeah, that's right.
no, the bag lady. After Cooper goes down, we don't see the bag lady
For a while,
and then
because they go down and come out. They go down and they find the sick guy and the crazy guy in sewers.
yeah. And then Cooper's getting tailed by a guy, like a
Journalist from the police station follows him down. And they go down together.
and then he gets
It's a long time before they catch up and you actually find him, right? Because at some point they split off again. Things going in and out of the
Feels
sewer.
like this is a 60-minute movie turning out to a 90-minute movie.
Totally, basically. This is sort of where it started to fall apart. Not in a bad way, but this is where I was joking when I was watching it. Is they were really light on the editing in the first half of the movie, and then got to the end. They're like, shit, we got to pare this down to get it to that hour 30. So they started chopping scenes out of the last half of the movie.
Yeah.
Because there's some funny cuts, and one of them is, for whatever reason, you go up to Cooper's special lady again, right? And she's in the shower at this point.
Yeah.
And she's poking the Chud's coming up, right? So Chud's in the house, but Chud's in the house with them for like 20 fucking minutes of this movie before anything happens.
It doesn't make any fucking sense. If you understand anything about pipes,
How did he...
how is it high of the pipe?
Yeah, right. How did it get up there?
Like, don't they live in an apartment too?
yeah, they live in a big ass apartment in New York.
So how the fuck could a chud possibly get all the way up all those pipes? What? But this doesn't even make any. He's a chud sense, man.
He just
like
built the pipes off and was just...
They listen to fucking Pennywise the clown. He doesn't have magic powers.
They make movies, not plumbing.
When the Chud verse enters the apartment building, the stupid little kid that belongs to the girl that's only in one scene, pretty much, I'm assuming she got
The
killed.
chick with the mullet or the weird shit cut?
Yeah, she had the weird haircut. Yeah,
That's what she is, isn't it?
and
She's weird looking.
she like introduces herself to Cooper's special lady friend.
Yes. Yeah.
And she's like, oh, we don't make that much racket. And then her kid's like playing in the hallway by there's
Smashing around.
and then like the door starts like getting slammed on, like someone's trying to come in. The kid's like trying to open it, and
That was like laugh.
supper time. It's like the kid the kid comes back after and he goes back into his apartment just trying to open the door.
Yeah.
And then that's how the chud gets into the
So we're meant to believe that there's literally just a chud wandering in his apartment building.
Yes, and that's why it takes forever to get to the point where that matters. But one of my favorite cuts was when she's poking down the drain because it's clogged with her coat hanger. She's doing the drain abortion.
Yes.
And it's that's what I was thinking. I'm like, they're trying to get pregnant and she's got the coat hanger.
Right, guys, she's already got a coat hanger.
She's like, oh, gotta get this tool out.
Yeah.
But it spurts blood at her, and then there's blood all over the shower walls, and then it's just cut. Nothing. No screams, nothing. Just blood's flying out of the shower, drain at her, and then we go to the next scene. I was like, oh, cool. What happened? Yeah. But then also, I think I must have missed the part. There was all the damage happening above ground, because then you start seeing all the fires and all this blood has splurted up from the sewers all over town, I guess.
yeah.
What happened?
Well, I think that the chuds
Is something?
the chuds came up from the sewers.
Just threw blood everywhere and didn't.
Well, they're probably eating on their way out.
Nobody showed us.
It's dinner to go.
Well, and like nobody really discussed. Like, there's not really anybody aside from the homeless people. You never really hear of anybody seeing the chud.
Oh, that's what it
Which is like, I'm like, what, this motherfucker was wandering through an apartment building in New York,
Right.
And nobody saw him.
That's where.
Like they have giant glowing yellow eyes.
That's what I mean. Like, it kind of fell apart, and so you're trying to think of like, okay, what happened in that last half of movie, or that small span from like the hour mark to like the hour 15 mark.
Yeah.
And it's just weird cut after cut after.
So I was gonna,
what the fuck
your guys' mind's gonna be blown.
I-
So in the very beginning,
Yeah.
Cooper's little special lady friend says to Cooper, "Hey, because they just moved into this new apartment. Where is all my jewelry? Can you go get it? Oh, it's in the basement." And they show there's like a secret, a special hatch that you can go under the basement.
Right.
Yes.
And that's where the chud came up from.
Correct.
Because you can hear the banging on it. It like you see the bang, like the movement of it.
Right. I forgot about that detail. But yeah.
So that's how the chud got into the apartment.
Yeah, that process.
So at least he didn't wander in off the streets.
Yeah. But what about the rest of the blood in the streets? There was mayhem in the streets.
Indeed, there was. And there's eventually there's mayhem in the diner even. Which is another thing that happens in the Blob. Yeah, everybody in the diner gets fucking killed.
Happens in the diner.
And this, that's where John Goodman's at.
Yeah. He goes and harasses the waitress.
John Goodman and his partner, I believe they're both police officers. Mm-hmm. And then the Chuds show. And again, I'm like, show me the Chuds.
I see some fucking chud.
I'm like 25 fucking dead bodies in this place, man. I want to see the Chuds ripping arms off and smashing people's fucking heads.
Shit. Mayhem all over the place, but what did we see? Nothing. It just cuts to it and says, there's been mayhem in the streets.
Yeah, and this one walks up and it's like, oh, hey, the movie was happening before we got here.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, oh, no, look at all this carnage.
Oh, no, look at all these dead bodies. If only we could have seen what happened to them. And I'm like, yes.
By the way, next scene.
Yeah, that would have been great, actually. That would have been stupendous.
If they would, like, because they show the chuds coming up to the window and the waitress freaking out. Yeah, they would have showed them getting ripped apart. That would have been a lot, or even just like them, like just a little
More menacing going into the diner.
Yeah, let's
even if it just cuts off.
Where they start smashing through the windows and crawling in. Like, that's what I needed. It basically is just like, oh no, there's Chuds outside. Yeah. And then it comes to Captain Bosch as he comes back or whatever.
That's what I mean.
And then it's like, and a bunch of dead bodies.
Yeah.
At least the door looks kind of cool. But it would be nice to fucking see what the hell happened.
And to further that, you're right there with Chuds at the window. Why didn't you break some fucking glass, Boris? Some things getting smashed up. It's like bust a door down.
Because I've been rewatching The Lord of the Rings, it's like if the fucking orcs attacked in Helm's Deep.
They just, boy, a lot of people sure died out. He's just Legolas and Gimli. I killed a lot of dudes. Yeah. Like, yeah, but where?
Rob Zombie was gonna remake this movie a couple years back.
Because, yeah, I think, like, as we kind of discussed on Devil's Rejects episode, he kind of did, like, 2 good movies and then just fucking shit the bed for the rest of his career.
What I was gonna say, that seemed like his first movie, like House of the Thousand Corpses. His first movie was his movie, and so I think it was a little less by the numbers. It was a little chaotic. product, a little sloppy, but it was perfect for him to make that movie. I feel like The Devil's Rejects was much more of a Hollywood-styled film, whereas it was a tighter, a little more by the numbers. It'd be interesting to see him back on his own shit doing something like this. I think that'd be pretty fucking cool.
Like, you see, this would be the kind, honestly, a remake of CHUD is something I would love to see from the Grob Zombie. I just don't think. What the reason I kind of bristled at is because he hasn't made a good fucking movie. That's why fucking year.
That's the devil, yeah. No trouble.
If he were to make this back, like remake it back when he was in his prime, like with Devil's Rejects and House of a Thousand Corpses, I think it would be a really cool thing because he could get away with all the gore.
Yeah, that would see. This is a movie that would need, like, they're doing a remake. Oh, speaking of which, the sword on the wall in the apartment reminded me of Highlander. Yeah, Highlander is getting a remake, and of course, as soon as you see a sword on the wall, you're like, somebody's okay. So that was basically Chekhov's sword.
Yeah,
because it's like
it's coming.
Yeah, it's Chekhov's gun is the storytelling theory. It's like if you show a gun in the first act, someone's gonna have to fire it in the third act. Because otherwise, why is in there a fucking movie? Yeah.
Also, speaking of Highlander, she chops the head off of the chud. Which how to kill a Highlander is you have to take off their head.
Yeah. Oh, it's Henry Cavill, by the way. Yeah, is the new Highlander.
Oh, that's cool. That looks awesome.
Sign me up. Yeah, man. Speaking of the 80s.
Fuck yeah.
But yeah, this eventually leads to the scene. I mean, some more people get chudded and all that.
There's a bunch of chuds.
They'll get chudded. Some people are being chuddified.
It's chud party.
Yeah, so we find out from the one guy who got bit in the sewer earlier. He turns into a chud after being bit.
Yes.
So now we find out that chuds are also like zombies. Well, if you get bit by a chud, yeah, you're going to turn into a chud eventually.
You chudify.
You hang out with chuds,
you become a chud.
This takes us basically to the finale of the movie, as everybody sort of converges in the sewers, and then the evil mayor or whatever this. So yes, everybody sort of converges underground. And they are trapped in the sewers as the official guy blocks off all the sewer exits.
To AJ and Cooper down there, plus all the rest of the homeless people that haven't been eaten, which I'm assuming most of them either turn into chuds or they're...
Right, and Bosch is on the surface fighting, saying, you gotta let those people out and whatnot.
Yeah.
And he's got his official... That's what makes me think he has to be some kind of government official. Because otherwise, how does he have the ability to cordon off sewers, flood them with gas?
Well, and he has jurisdiction over the police.
So he has to, yeah. Because he's telling the police what to do also, yeah. So he has to be an official of some kind, yeah.
Yeah. Parks and Rec.
Right.
Chuds and Rec. I could go for a chudcootery report right now.
How the fuck did they get out of the sewers after he blocks onto the hill?
Well, that's where the finale happens. That's where Bosch confronts evil official guy and says, you got to let them out because evil official guy had blocked off the sewers in that area. So Bosch confronts him, says, we got to let these guys out. We can't just kill all these people because they've been pumping gas under there already.
Yeah.
And so he gets the keys, I believe, off of him after a little spaz attack.
Oh, he knocks that motherfucker out
with the worst punch I've ever seen, but apparently so effective it absolutely stupefies that guy. He's knocked out on his feet with his jaw slack. Just fucking dummies the guy. You understand it. Grabs the keys, runs off, and moves the truck. And that's sort of where we get.
Okay. Yeah. So that's how they start to get up.
Oh, yeah. AJ and Cooper, when they're in the sewer still, when they can't get up, they find the equipment from like the camera free. Yeah. And they take like the headset off the dead guy because they're not getting audio, and that's what informs Cooper that they're still down there, and that's why he fights.
That's right. They get a message up to a guy who gets a message to Captain Bosch.
Captain Bosch. Not Chris Bosch, but Captain Bosch.
Then big bad guy comes and shoots Bosch in the back after he gets the truck up.
Son of a bitch. Motherfucker.
And come on, he doesn't get chudded at the end, man. Who? But the fucking man. The official.
No, they don't get chudded. You shot.
The whole fucking movie, I'm waiting. I'm like, because that's just the perfect way for this to wrap around. It's for him to be standing there being like, you need me on, doing a Japanese, listen, you need me on that wall.
No.
Without me, you wouldn't, blah, blah, blah. And then a chud grabs him and, nope.
Don't take away with the Reverend's fucking badass shooting skills. 1, he misses. Down on his knee for number 2. Boom, he misses. But number 3, closes his eye and
kablamo.
Nails it.
Also, Bosch going, good shot.
Good shit. Yeah, Bosch comes back from the dead. That's to say, good shot, kid. Done good, kid.
Yeah.
Cooper's wife, pretty much, my husband's, like, she goes to find the city official bad guy, We don't know his name. And she's like, I need to find some of my husband still down. She does say husband.
Yeah.
They are married. Yes. They're not dating. That's right. Because she does say husband. And then the cops are pretty much like, oh, he's over there in the truck that's parked over there. And she's like, hey, my husband's down there. He's like, no, we got it. There's gas already in there. He's gone. At the very end, Cooper and AJ make it out of the tunnels. And that's the end.
That's it.
Yeah, basically, yeah. So there isn't a stinger thing at the end. For some reason, I mean, because they did I think I'm conflating it with the Blob. Because that's, the Blob ends with like, oh, the Blob has been contained and destroyed. Or has it? Yeah. Then, of course, I know that there's a sequel, but Chud 2, Bud the Chud.
You want the chud?
Yeah.
Not to spoil
Don't spoil
Chud 2 for you guys, because I still want you guys to watch it. We don't do it on the show. It's fucking hilarious.
Probably not on the show, but I'll watch it, yeah.
They essentially find one of the people from this movie that may or may not have been turning into a chud, and then use it as a weapon to try to create monsters for the military, and then it happens to be
Who may or may not be turning to a chud?
the guy that was already turned into a chud.
Oh, Victor.
Yeah. Also, I think Chud 2 came out in like something like 96 or something.
Damn, really 12 years later.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I didn't know it was that big of a...
That's a big spend. Yeah.
they-
Over a decade for a movie like this. And
It was direct to DVD or direct to video.
that makes sense.
And it was also originally like this. It's essentially a zombie movie, and George A. Romero wrote a script, like just a throwaway script, and they bought the rights to it, and then they're like, "Oh, we have a franchise on our hands. We'll just use this movie, call it Chud 2."
By the chud.
If you can make a second one, you got a franchise.
It's a dynasty.
Technically, it's a franchise. Yeah, so I mean, that's basically, the movie's over. The bad guy died. The Chuds are mostly dead.
Yeah, we assume.
Since I'm already talking, I'll give you guys my final thoughts. Are that it's basically just your classic cheesy 80s creature feature. It's a fun enough time. It's a good movie to watch if you want to smoke some of the ganj,
Yeah.
or have a few beers with the friends. Just put something stupid on to kind of chuckle at, because it's an entertaining movie, and it's cheesy enough that it's genuinely pretty funny.
Absolutely.
To watch. Yeah. So even though I don't think it's a very good movie, I think I can see why it's a cult classic.
Me too.
Because it's a lot of fun, even though it's really stupid and cheesy. Yeah. Or maybe because it's stupid and cheesy, really.
Yeah, man.
Sorry, we have to talk about the soundtrack. Rolling Stone gave it like number 44 best horror soundtrack of all time.
You know what? I'm glad you mentioned that, because I would not have mentioned it, but I was listening to the music in the background and it was fucking sweet. It did really good. Yeah, it's actually really good. I'm glad you mentioned that. Yeah, there's some sick synth electro stuff happening. I'll go because my thoughts are basically just echoing likes. It was a good time. It was fun to watch. It was easy to watch. I could see why it's a cult classic, and if you're into just like an 80s horror flick, nothing too crazy, it's great for that. Also, young Daniel Stern reminds me very much of Joe Keery of Stranger Things and Spam.
I was getting big Kramer vibes from Seinfeld.
Oh,
Yeah. With the big crazy hair.
I could see it.
And him being kind of like an unstable
Sure.
dude.
I was getting big Kramer vibes.
All I could think of was Joe Keery. That's all I could think.
He says a Stranger Fiction. He meant Stranger Things.
Stranger than fiction? Stranger than things? Things that are strange.
I'm making that.
Yeah, that about sums it up.
Anyway, Eleven's in that show. Mr. Brady Silver, your pick. What do you got, man?
Well, before I do my final thoughts, after this movie came out, the Criterion Collection made an April Fool's Day joke that this is going to be the next big thing.
Oh, yeah?
And then that became like the cult classic almost instantly.
Really?
It took 12 or 13 years after. No, wait. Arrow just released a Blu-ray like a couple of years back. Like, because Criterion made the joke. It's like, oh, when it comes out on DVD, there's going to be a 2-disc special thing with all bonus features, the soundtrack. And it was just a joke. And then people clamored for it so much that Arrow's like, here's a 4K.
That would be fucking hilarious.
Yes.
They're like, Arrow's like, oh, here's a 4K with exactly what they made fun of. And I have the 4K. It's fucking amazing.
Well, awesome. That would be like if the Criterion Collection shamelessly pandered by putting 2 Michael Bay films into the Criterion. Oh, yeah, that's what happened.
Insert Linkin Park soundtrack here.
It was Armageddon and Face Off. I can't remember. They did it in the 90s. They were just shamelessly pandering, so they just were like,
Face Off would take.
yeah, they put two two goofy 90s Michael Bay movies in the Criterion. Like,
Armageddon out of here.
Armageddon for sure. And the other one, I can't remember. Oh, The Rock. The other one's The Rock. But The Rock is actually a big movie, so I'll take that one. Anyway, yeah. Final thoughts, Brady?
Love this movie. It's still one of my favorite creature features, even though you don't really see the chuds that much. But
Needs more chuds.
more chuds. Yeah.
More chud.
Speaking of Jaws, this movie is not better because you don't see the chuds. Jaws is like the classic thing about Jaws is it's a better movie because you don't see the shark for so long.
Well, there's no chuds.
Builds up the mystery and everything.
There's no chuds in that.
Yeah.
Every movie you've ever chuds. I agree.
See, and that's the difference too. Is you see Jaws opens, you see a chick getting fucking killed.
Yeah, by the one that opens and you see a chick fall into a sewer.
Just a scream, and then she just disappeared. Her and her dog. Her and her little dog too.
What? Yeah, I mean, we already did final thoughts, but it reminds me so much of what I believe, Mike, what you said at Knock at the Cabin, that it's just kind of gutless,
Toothless. Yeah, that's funny because back to back, I was like again.
Great films. Just where's the punch, baby?
Well, great.
Great is a stretch. Good or enjoyable.
Enjoyable, I think, would be the better way of saying it.
Yes, entertain.
One you could put on anywhere, like even in a crowded room, and no people will watch it, but they're not going to be like, oh, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, I would just be kind of hanging out, chatting, doing nothing, waiting for the part where the chuds hang out. Well, yeah, waiting for the part where chuds do the stuff.
Yeah.
We're chudding around. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that wraps up for the 1984 film Chud, getting chudded up. But now that bounces it to old Mike Warby. Smelly Mike Warby, they call me. In the New York sewers.
So they say. The chud himself.
Yes. And I'm gonna keep us in gritty, dirty 1970s territory. I just think it's a different city. I think we're in California for this one, which is David Fincher's legendary true crime epic Zodiac.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
I've never seen it.
I've seen it once, but much closer to when it came out.
Saddle up, man, and we got to talk about that too. We'll get into that in the next episode. But 2007,
Yeah.
one of the best years for movies ever.
Solid movies in that era.
So until next week when we're hanging out with the Zodiac Killer and calling into news stations, we'll see you in 7 days. And until then,
Keep your eyes open.
and we're out.